I don't know, bro. I'm taking Bo.
Everybody,
300
welcome
yards a
back.
game.
Welcome back, Sports Banter SK. Another week in the books here. Going to be discussing a
Another
couple
week in the
things today.
books.
We're just talking about some player awards, some futures here. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where did we want to start with today? We wanted to go through player props first.
We can.
Get
I'm
those out of the
down.
way. Okay.
And then we can get on some discussions. I'm
Hell
down.
yeah. Which we got a couple good ones. Kona already mentioned that Josh Allen's in the lead for MVP. I know we could definitely touch on that. I don't think he wins
Mhm.
MVP, but all right. So player
Huh?
props. I'm gonna tell you why. But we'll get to
Okay.
that. I could start off with the teams. So
Mhm.
some props that I like this week. I have Lions -7. So I'll take
Mhm.
that spread. Lions -7. I know last week we were a little hesitant on the spread, but just goes to show Lions are just gonna be dominant every week. So
Yeah.
I'll take those 7 points. Now, another good game. I have the Patriots +7 on Miami. In Miami.
Wow.
On top of that.
Yeah.
Yep. I th-
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be a really good game. Nice rivalry game. Um, yeah, I mean Drake May is getting better every week. He's looking good, so I hope we can just keep it within a touchdown. Do I think we win? Maybe not, but within 7, I like that. And the last pick of the week, I have Chargers +2.5 against
Ooh.
Baltimore on Monday night. So Justin Herbert is playing really, really well this year.
I just-
The
Wow.
the coaching is, I mean, the defense. Chargers defense has been really good this year as well. Uh, it's going to be a really good game. Either way, I think it'll be a really good game. Do the
Mhm.
Chargers have the possibility of losing by over a field goal? Yes, because I mean you have Lamar, Henry on the other
Mm-hmm.
side, but Chargers looked really good last week, so I like that.
Okay.
I like it.
Who wants to go next?
Anybody? I can go next. I'll go next.
Um,
Um, I got over here the Giants at Bucks, and I got the Bucks -6. Uh, you got Baker Mayfield. I mean, great quarterback. He just throws it around. He can bomb it around. Pause on me making that noise. Bomb it around. And I mean, the Giants are starting, I think, what's his
Yo.
name? Tommy DeVito.
Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah. The Bucks defense isn't that bad of a defense, man. I mean, they beat the Lions earlier in the year. So you know they can
Mm-hmm.
hold their own, and I think they're just going to make very, very quick work on the of the Giants team, and I think it's going to be pretty much over by the end of the first quarter, maybe halfway into the second.
I think Mike
okay.
Evans is
Second,
playing this week, right?
I
Yes,
think
sir.
so. I
I
think
think
so,
he's
right?
back.
Yeah. Connor, you have Mike Evans, right?
Oh man, do I? I have. I've been waiting weeks for this.
Okay.
Second game I got over here is the Raiders at Broncos, and I got the Broncos -6. So I know it's a division game, but the Raiders just haven't looked that good to me. And I mean, we were having that discussion earlier, just now. Bo Nix, he's been making do with what he's has so far, and what he's done so far. I think he's the first quarterback to sweep a division in however many years. Uh, what is it? He beat the NFC South. Yeah,
Really?
Saints, yeah, Saints, Falcons, Bucks, and forget that other team in that division.
Falcons, Bucks,
Carolina.
Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers. I think they're the first team to sweep a division in however many years. So Bo Nix, he's got a little something going on over there. Uh, my third pick was actually going to be the Lions game, but I'm going to go ahead and switch it, and I'm going to switch it to the Commanders at the Cowboys. With the Commanders -10.5, I think is what the line is at. Yeah, minus ten and a
Hey.
half. Minus
Okay.
10.5. I'm taking the Commanders -10.5. Uh, again, just like last week, LOL. I don't know. We probably could have taken the Texans last week also at minus 10.5, and you know would have felt just as good as whatever we took it. So those are the three games that I got for this week.
Awesome.
All right, I'll take it.
Mm.
So for this week, I gotta disagree with you, JJ. I'm taking the Dolphins this week at minus 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah, they have looked good. They're playing the Pats, obviously, but I think -7 is a bit too steep for them. So I will give some credit to the Pats, but I still think the Dolphins take it by a little bit more than a field goal. So I'll give them the minus 3.5. Um, Kev, also, I
Oh
will.
no,
Oh
I'm taking the
gosh.
Redskins. I am taking the Redskins, but I
Commanders,
think.
Commanders, Commanders,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The Commanders.
Commanders.
GG.
Apologize,
Come on,
viewers. I
Kona. It's
apologize.
2024. It's 2024, bro. Come
Come
on.
on, baby.
I've been watching football too long. Taking the Commanders minus 6.5. I think 10.5 is a bit too steep. They don't have their great kicker. Yeah, they have a good solid kicker, but especially they're at home. I think minus 6.5 is a little bit safer than minus 10.5.
Mhm.
And my third pick, I am taking the Texans at minus 7.5. Tennessee's look good. Calvin Ridley's supposedly sick, and I just
Sick of
think
that
the
team.
Texans. Yeah, they thrive at home. Hopefully, they don't give up a lot of mishaps like last week, but I think it's safe to take them at 7.5. So my line.
Awesome.
I like it.
All right, Mr. Moneyline Specialist over here, Gabe. What you got for us?
Numero uno. All right. Hit that money line, Mr. Detroit Lions, hottest team in the league, at minus 400. Please hit it. And number two, Mr. the Chiefs with the easy game against the Carolina Panthers. And number three is going to be a good one here. I like Washington against Dallas, what you guys are
Dallas.
going for. So
Moneyline, right?
Yeah.
definitely like, yes, yes, yes. Hit those
Okay.
three.
All right. Now
I'll
those
I
go
also
ahead
money
and
wanted to
lines.
mention. I wanted to mention real quick regarding money lines and stuff. I don't know about you guys' bets, but I'd like to say for mine, just in case our viewers want to go ahead and listen, in case I take the underdog in a bet, and I'm taking the favorite most of the time in all these bets that I'm
Mm-hmm.
betting. I got today the Bucks, the Broncos, and the Commanders with minus points. If I'm taking the favorite, if you like the better odds or you want to feel maybe you don't want to give away all those points, go ahead and bet the money line. For my bets, at least. I don't know how you guys feel about you guys' bets. I'm not
Yeah,
always the most confident when laying a spread. I much, much, much more enjoy betting money lines. All my favorites, all my bets for favorites. Go ahead and bet the money line if you feel like it. I'm just giving the spread that I do like. So
No. And on that, I
you
mean,
know,
the spreads is what really boosts those odds in your favor as
yeah,
the better, right?
yeah,
So when I'm making my bets, at the beginning of the week or after we have our pod, right? So for some of our spreads, I'll bet a little bit less than on like Gabe's money lines, right? Because obviously they're
hmm
favorites. So
hmm
my
Mm-hmm.
units won't pay the same if I'm just running straight money
Mm-hmm.
line. So I got to bet more to make it worth it for myself, right? It's kind
right,
of like what I tell
right.
Jared. If you bet $10 to win 12, it's just not really worth it at that point. Like don't send me these 10 props. I put $20 and I win 22.50. Like it doesn't
Hope
make
you're
any
hearing
sense.
this, Mr. Jazik. Hope you're
So
hearing this.
so yeah, so definitely money lines I would definitely bet more than I would on spreads. But obviously when you
Yeah,
include the spreads, your odds and your profits are a lot more. So,
right.
oh yeah.
Scare money don't make money.
That's right. That's right. All right, do we want to do the player props that we got for this week?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
All right.
JJ, would you like to go first?
I'll start us off taking us right back to the Miami game. Drake May
Oh no!
over 219.5 passing yards. So,
Wow.
like I said, I got Patriots +7. Drake May, he likes to throw that ball. he's really good. So I feel he's going to air it out, and he's definitely going to be hitting over 220 passing yards this week. DK Metcalf over 65.5 receiving yards, going against the 21st in pass defense this week. I mean, he's Gino's guy. Gino looks for him, so I would not be surprised if DK soars over that prop this week. Last one I have is an alt line, but I do love it. It's my boy Puka Nakua over 5.5 receptions. It's an alt line. I think his regular line is at 6.5, but I like his 5.5, 6 catches. I think it's very, very doable. He's had
Mm-hmm.
40 targets this season. Keep in mind, he's missed the games. He's catching
Yeah.
at a 70% rate. Okay? Don't forget, he's missed some time. He got ejected. He's gotten hurt, right? I mean, 6 catches. We coming into the season, we were all worried Cooper Kupp is back. Like, is Stafford only going to target Kupp now? Clearly, that's not the case. Both
Mm-hmm.
boys get fed, and Puka's going to hit that six receptions this week for sure. So,
I like it.
no.
I
Oh
like it.
goodness, cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the boy.
So wait, he's not injured, right?
Not from what I saw. No.
Okay, cool.
Oh God, wait. What did you
No
see?
injury.
I don't know. For a couple days, I saw that he when he did that diving TD catch, he hurt his ribs somehow. So I'm not sure if that
Mm.
plays into it, but the man is a tank. So
Yeah, no,
I
he's
can almost
showing us
guarantee he's
healthy.
gonna play. Yeah, so he's good.
Mm.
I'm always behind on the injury report, so don't mind me.
All right, Kev, what you got?
All right. To start out with, I got Ramondre Stevenson
Ooh,
over on 52.5 rushing yards. I think that's the line, 52.5. Miami's got a pretty decent defense, but as our fearless leader, JJ was saying earlier, I think Drake May is going to launch that thing around, and that's going to make them a little more scared of the passing game, which is just going to open up the run game. And they're not only going to have to worry about Stevenson running from the back. Drake May's also a pretty mobile quarterback, as it turns out. He's got that little burst speed on the sideline, so they got that to worry about also. So I think they're gonna try to be spread a little too thin to be guarding everything as tightly as they did. I think they played earlier, and it was a pretty crappy game, and albeit it was a quarterback who's no longer starting, but I don't think he was doing that bad that they held us at what they held us. But I think this game is going to be a good game for Stevenson, and I got the over on the 52.5 rushing yards. And my sleeper is Bo Nix.
Over rushing.
Pat, I got a passing touchdown from him.
Oh, okay.
I got a passing touchdown from Bo Nix this week. I think he's going to do pretty well against that Raiders defense, and at the very least, he's going to throw one. If you want to go ahead and bet two, go ahead and bet two. I think he's going to have one at least. So that's it for me for this week. My lock, Stevenson, over 52.5. My sleeper, Bo Nix, passing touchdown.
Awesome.
nice. Man, I'll take it. So I'll start off with Mr. AJ Brown over 4.5 catches. I think that Rams defense, their defensive line and their linebacking core is real solid. So I don't think that whole running around is gonna work on them like it were how it worked against the Commanders. So I see a big day for Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown being on the receiving end of that. So take the over on the 4.5 catches.
It's going to be a good
Um,
game, too.
oh yeah, I can't wait for that game. That game's gonna be awesome.
Oh, such a good game.
I feel like this is a bit slept on, but Javonte Williams' rush line right now is at 37.5. He's playing against the Raiders, and um, Devon Achane just had a great day against them. So I'm taking the over on the 37.5 rush line.
I like that.
He was demoted to the second running back on their team last week. I think it was just to make sure, put him in check to be like, yo, we need you, and he came through for them. Had a big day last week against the Falcons, so I think Javante keeps that up. So definitely take the over on the rush. And my third one, I'm a bit iffy on it, but I really think after the Cowboys game, I think he's definitely going to get it done. Is I'm taking Nico Collins, 50 receiving yards all. I think it's very important for the Texans and CJ Stroud to get Nico that chemistry back that they've been missing for all them weeks.
Hmm.
Uh, he hit, I believe, 50 yards last week in pretty much a blowout game. So he should have had more, but that first play of the game got called back.
Couldn't believe it,
But
man.
I know, man, that ruined my parlay. But aside from all that, I don't think Ladarius Sneed is what he was last year on the Chiefs. I think Nico has a 50, yeah, at least a 50 plus game. So those are my locks.
I like that.
I like it.
They did to Javante Williams what they did to Ramondre Stevenson earlier this year when
Uh,
they put him at number 2 behind Antonio Gibson.
and
Mhm.
then they realized, oh wait.
Yeah, our running back is pretty good. Jeez.
I only have two, possibly three, but my two I like is Mike Evans over 55.5 receiving yards.
Ooh,
Um, or you could go his catches, 4.5. I think he gets 5 catches, and that's it. Maybe a little more.
easy,
But I like the
easy.
yardage more easily. Easy yards. But also Mr. Austin Eckler, I like his receiving yards at 19.5. Guys, if it's not, after Brian Robinson, Mr. Daniels throws it to Eckler, and the man's been, receiving a lot the last couple of days, so couple games. So I like the 19.5. So um, and I also was looking at Hoskinson's receiving. I think it was over 4.5. So that's something little to look at.
Receptions.
Is yeah, for his receptions. So, but for sure the two I like is Evans and Eckler's receiving yards. So
Can we
I
talk
like
about
it.
how the books get these yardage like picks so on point? Gabe last week had Christian McCaffrey over 27.5 receiving yards. He finished at 27 receiving yards.
mm,
Hmm.
I gotta
it,
be the people behind those walls, man.
I'm sick.
Wow, that is insane how they get it so spot on to where like you either go over by half or under by half. Like it's so insane.
It really is, man. It makes you sick sometimes.
Makes you wonder. My goodness.
Wonder.
No. No, not getting into that.
nope, nope,
All
nope.
right, we got touchdowns. Touchdowns next. So this week, I'm going my boy,
Brian Robinson
my
Jr.
Brian Robinson Jr. as my lock this week.
I
I'm
He's
knew
not
it.
playing
telling you.
Thursday. Not playing Thursday.
Yeah, he's
Thank
not playing
God.
Thursday because I definitely would have taken him again last week.
And
I,
and it hit immediately.
it hit immediately. That was the first touchdown, I think. So I'm taking Brian Robinson Jr. this week.
Oh, man.
I mean, get those short yardage, and he'll get you that touchdown. So, and then my sleeper player coming back this week, Mr. Mike Evans. That's my sleeper
Mhm.
for touchdown this week.
Oh man, I'm so happy. I'm so happy you guys are showing love to Mike Evans because
Bro, I love him too. I love him too,
No,
though.
he's good, man. He's the truth.
He's a he's
well, I played JJ this week in fantasy, so I'm gonna need Mike Evans to drop like 60 points.
60. Oh my gosh.
oh man,
Taysom Hill
career
dropped
game.
41 on Kona.
Oh man, bro, that was the start of the year, bro. I have never. I looked. I was like, who is this? Who is this?
Sheesh.
Oh
Oh my
Dude,
man,
how
gosh.
can nobody beat
Um,
Marissa? Oh my goodness.
she's
Marissa
yo,
too
just
good,
keeps
she's
man.
winning.
She's
It's
she's a
too
Joe
good.
Mixon,
juggernaut,
bro.
bro.
Joe Mixon is the truth this year. Definitely crazy.
Yeah, that team she drafted is insane.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
I
Pretty good
know.
team.
I know.
And she had Chris
Mhm.
Godwin.
Imagine that. Be blowing us apart every week.
Oh
Pause.
man, so many injuries. It's
So many.
pause, Gabe.
Yeah,
Pause,
yeah,
Gabe.
yeah.
She has Kamara too. How did she get
Yep.
this
Yeah.
team? My goodness.
I'm gonna go real quick with my picks, and then let's get into fantasy real quick too, because
Yes.
we can give a couple picks at least of fantasy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yep.
Wait, JJ, did you finish your picks?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had just Brian Robinson Jr. and Mike Evans for my sleeper touchdown.
That's a sleeper, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, good, 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 good.
Kev.
Would anybody like to go? Me?
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah,
right,
go
but
ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I got my lock of the week, Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown.
Awesome.
And yeah, there's nothing else to say about that one. Saquon, anytime touchdown. I got nothing else to say about that.
Mhm.
And then my sleeper pick is actually going to be DeAndre Hopkins, anytime touchdown.
Mhm.
oh,
I think they tried making Xavier Worthy a little more involved in the offense last week, and then now I think they're going to. Well, they lost last week. They straight up just lost last week. I think they tried kicking it into gear. I think the Chiefs tried kicking it back into gear, and then they just couldn't get there in time. So I think this week they're going to come out just an explosion. Pause. So I
Mhm.
think DeAndre Hopkins is going to get, if not the first touchdown scored of the night, he's going to get the second one, first or second. They're going to go quick. He's going to go quick, and then just it'll hit pretty quick.
I
So
like
those are
that.
my two picks.
I like
Mhm.
that.
take him.
Just better hope
I'll
that they
go.
don't put the Eagles at the 1 yard line, man, because I've been so sick all season
Oh
seeing
my
Jalen
god!
Hurts and these freaking tush push, man. I'm so sick of it.
Ah,
I
I
think I
can't
read that
stand
it's
him.
like 8 touchdowns taken away from Barkley. Like
That's what I was
eight
just
Mhm.
telling
touchdowns
Kona. That's what I was just telling him.
for real.
Yes,
Like that, yeah.
well, not the 8, but I was telling him like it's
Like
hurting
that's
Saquon, offensive
to
player of
be
the
offensive
year,
player of the year.
to be on the team with
Absolutely.
Jalen Hurts.
Mhm.
That is the same point I told you about the Bills offense last year
Oh, here we
with Josh Allen. But you would not listen. But
Here we
let,
go.
let
Here we go.
not now, not now, not now.
All right, Kona, what you got for us?
All right, I'll start with my lock. My lock. I'm taking Kareem Hunt. Uh, he is averaging about 20 carries every game for the last 5 games, and I think they're gonna basically just run it. They just been a running team, and they love to play fake. It's almost like what the Lions do. They run the ball a lot, and then they play fake it to the receivers. So I'm taking Hunt as my lock. And my sleeper, speaking of the Lions, I'm taking Jameer Gibbs. They play Indy this week, and Brees Hall had a huge game last week. So honestly, you could really take your pick between Brees Hall and Demo on the anytime touchdowns, but I think that team is too hard to stop, bro. So and they start with the running game. So
Yeah.
those are my locks and sleepers.
Awesome, awesome. Gabe?
Gibbs for Detroit. I think this dude has been on a streak as far as
Gabe,
touchdowns
you
wise for that.
Hold
His
on.
your
name
video.
I'm on
Gabe,
St.
Gabe,
Brown,
Gabe,
baby.
you're
Let's go.
breaking. Gabe, can you hear us?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Gabe,
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
you're breaking up,
Hello,
and your
hello,
video
hello, hello.
is
There we go. There we go. Don't
Oh,
move.
you're back.
Don't move.
We got it. So touchdown, your lock this week, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yes. And my sleeper, this fella is a 49er, and I think Debo has a chance to get into the end zone. Again, the man needs to be involved, so hopefully they do it this week. And I feel like he might get a touchdown.
Hmm.
Don't
Awesome,
sleep on him.
I like
awesome.
it.
I like it. I like a lot of these picks
These all
this
look
week.
really nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I can't wait till Sunday.
Me neither. Hello, darkness, my old friend. My goodness. I like it. Awesome. So we got all of our picks down. Feel free to tail it. Feel free to water it down and add what you like, take out what you don't like. A lot of these picks look really, really good. I'd love it if we had 100% of them. Obviously, probably not going to happen, but I have a good feeling we're going to hit a lot of them. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
And make
yes.
sure if you do use them, go ahead and tag us. We want to see what you guys are betting out there. See what we're hitting, what we're not hitting. And you know
Yeah.
what?
Definitely.
If we make money, y'all make money.
That's
We're a
right.
loving family.
That's right.
Definitely,
That's right.
definitely.
All right.
Oh, what is Gabe doing?
Honestly, I have not. Oh, here's Eva. I see her little feet.
Oh, oh,
See her little feet. Is she joining
oh
the
man.
pod? Eva, what are your picks? Give them to me. Jeez. All right. So what do we want to start with
The fact that
discussion
I can't
wise?
believe Taysom Hill scored 40 something points on Kona last week.
Sheesh. That boy, man. That boy is the
Bro, he
truth.
scored. He scored 40, and Kaseki got a big goose egg, bro. Big
Oh
goose
man.
egg,
Oof.
bro. I was
I
hurt.
I know, man. I'm sorry. The Saints just out of nowhere. They've been so weird this year. The Saints have just
Yeah,
been so weird this year.
They're
really.
bipolar.
Yeah, literally
But you
whatever
know
you want
what?
them to do, they don't do.
In a
What's the
way,
what's the record this year?
Saints are 4-7.
yeah.
Oh, they're for real not making the playoffs.
The way the NFC is. Absolutely,
Yeah.
they're not.
Scoring 90 points in the first 2 weeks. Everyone thought they were Super Bowl champs. And they lose 5 in a row, bro. I was like, what?
No, but what about
I'm
another
sick.
team in that NFC South? The Bucks, sitting at 4-6, losing their
They got a
last
shot.
4 games.
They got a shot. They have a
They had
shot.
a tough schedule, though, bro. They
I
had the
still think
Ravens.
it's just they just got to win the divisional games. I think
Yeah, what
that's
is the
all.
what's the Bucks schedule? Let's see.
I think they have like the fourth easiest schedule left.
Left? Oh.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see. This week they play. This week they play the Giants. Then they got
Hmm.
the Panthers at home for the Raiders. At the Chargers, they'll lose that one. Then at Cowboys. Then home for the Panthers. Then home for the Saints. I mean, maybe they'll lose one of those.
Yeah, I think the only game they can really lose is the
Yeah,
Chargers game.
yeah. Maybe. I mean, maybe they'll lose one of those divisional
Yeah, but
games. One of the two
are they
against the
playing at
Panthers.
home? Or are they playing at LA?
I don't think it really
They
matters,
play
dude.
at LA, but yeah, I don't think it matters. I think they lose that game. I think the Chargers. I think yeah, Justin Herbert's going to be in full fledged form by then, and it's going to be just. If they win, good for them. If they win,
I
awesome
don't
for
know.
them.
It's
All the more
just
power for them. But
it'd be a good story, don't you think? Because you lose Godwin. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like one of those. Oh, we lost somebody.
Yeah, we lost
oh yeah,
Connor.
we lost Conan.
R.I.P. Yeah, it'd be. I don't know. One of the stories I think it would be the Chargers making the playoffs because of what they went through their offseason with the coaching change and all the personnel. Complete turnaround. That's what I would think as far as
I think the
you know.
Chargers and I mean neither the Ravens or the Steelers pretty much have the 5 and 6 seed locked, right?
I would think so.
Let's see.
The most disappointing team in AFC is the freaking Bengals.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Seriously.
Oh, poor Joe Burrow, man. Guy cannot catch a
Offensive
break.
line. The man
Is
is
it
just
really poor
throwing.
Joe Burrow? Is
Yeah,
it
no, you're
really
right.
poor
No,
Joe
it's poor
Burrow?
No,
defense.
it's
It's
not.
the
Or is he
coach.
just
It's the
or is he just
coach. It's the coach.
no? Is it the coach or is it just that the team is playing their record? The team is their
Yeah, but
record. At
like
some point, the team is their
doesn't.
record.
But as a coach, don't you have motivation to tell your team, "Hey, we need to do better." Like, hello, like let's go. Like step up your game, and it goes through all three phases of the game, like special teams, defense. Like, yeah, the offense could do so much, but come on, like it's three phases. You do all three phases,
Yeah.
guess what? You win the game. That's how it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And that's why you have not just there's a couple of coaches that are literally in the hot seat right now because one, they're not fulfilling their duties. and it's sad.
I'll
But
tell you who else is on the hot seat on that Bengals team. Evan
Ooh,
McPherson.
ooh.
hell yeah,
He's on
I
the
wouldn't
hot
be
seat,
surprised if
man.
he got cut.
He is.
Dude,
Get him out of there.
He
I have
went
never
from.
seen so many
Hold on. He went from what was it? 2 years ago, telling Burrow we're going to the chip or
Super
whatever.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right before he goes up to kick that field goal, he literally says that to him. We're going to the bowl, and now he can't even. I mean, he just can't hit field goals.
Shit. What
I
about
don't know,
Justin
man.
Tucker?
That Bengals team, it's looking like it's falling apart, and it's. I mean, however they may do it this year, at the end of the year, I think they got to pay somebody. They can't pay both receivers, right? I think they got T.
Mhm.
Higgins and Chase under contract.
No, I
They
think
can't pay
Higgins is
both of
out.
T.
them.
Higgins is gone.
Yeah, T. Higgins is
Yeah,
gone
he's
out of there.
gone.
So I think
He's
this
gone.
is. I mean, unless Burrow can just make do with Chase and whatever other receiver they have, I think the window's gonna close.
I
Yeah.
think it closed after they lost to who they lose to? They lost to the.
My God.
Oh my
To
gosh, are you
us,
okay?
to the
Carlos?
Patriots.
Terrible.
There you go.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I think Higgins is walking, and I actually think he might end up on the Patriots next year.
I don't
Really?
see why not.
I
Yeah.
was reading that somewhere. Patriots were interested in Higgins. I mean, we need to get now we need weapons, right? I mean, we got our QB,
Yeah,
right? We got our QB. We need weapons now. We need help. We need surround him with help. We need help on the offensive line. Need a lot of freaking help, man, but having a solid receiver like Higgins would definitely help.
Brandon
Mhm.
Ayuk will rue the day he didn't come to us.
Yeah. My
Oh.
goodness.
Man. Well, speaking of the Patriots, let's go ahead and move on to another team in their division, the Bills,
Mhm.
who just beat the undefeated Chiefs.
Mhm.
What was it? 30-21?
Yeah. Good game.
What do you guys?
Good game.
What are you guys' thoughts on the game?
Oh.
What are you?
I think we needed a hero. I was holding out for a hero until the end of the night. He's got to
Yeah.
be strong and he's got
Is
to be fast, baby. And his name is Josh Allen. So I
Now,
think
is it his MVP to lose,
I don't
or is
think
it
it's
Yes.
still Lamar's MVP to lose?
It's
no.
Lamar's.
Yeah, I don't think it's Allen's. I I don't think
Mhm.
I don't think I know that they're talking about Allen leading in the MVP race right now, but let's be honest. He's not winning MVP. Okay, what has Josh Allen won in his career? He he has gotten no recognition for anything that he has ever accomplished. He gets nothing. Beginning the season, rated the most overrated, what was it, quarterback or overrated player in the league by over 107 people. Last year, MVP voting, he received one MVP vote, which a lot of people thought, me including, that it would be at least closer because of how they finished the season. The Bills finished the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's playing great. The team is doing great. He, I mean, he had the stats last year. Stats didn't matter. The wins was what mattered. And if we're being honest, the Chiefs might finish having the best record in the league. I don't know if they lose another game, but even if the Bills went out, I still don't think that they would give it to Josh Allen. So I don't think it's his to lose. It's honestly Mahomes right now because he has the best record. I think it's his to lose.
Mm,
Mm.
I
Mahomes
don't
to
know.
lose.
Mm.
Wow.
They have the best record, and that's the only
Now,
reason that you would have given it to Lamar last year is because of a record. That's it. You can't give it to him on any other basis. And we had the numbers last year. When your kicker scores like it's within 20 points of a points that you scored during for touchdowns,
I
and he scored for kicks.
I got a couple of ways I can take this conversation. And y'all let me know which way we can start heading. We can talk about the Josh Allen MVP part of it and where he might be headed into, and
Mm-hmm.
and and in contrast with the rest of what the MVP field looks like, or we can take it in this direction, and we can really analyze why Lamar won MVP last year and what winning that award entails. Well, I mean,
Let's
what do you
talk.
guys think?
Let's go this year. Let's hear this year.
This year, this year for Joshy,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar has the Chargers this weekend, the Eagles next weekend, home for the Eagles. He plays at Giants, home for Steelers, at Texans, home for Browns.
Man, that's
Bills,
brutal.
that's a brutal schedule. The Bills
Mm-hmm.
play at the Niners because they have a bye this week. So next week they
Mm-hmm.
play at Niners, then they play at the Rams, then they play at the Lions, home for the Patriots, home for the Jets, at Patriots. So they got three really, really tough games up ahead, and then three divisional games that I think are going to be really, really important. With I mean, I think they're going to be really important regardless, just because of how the one seed is going to end up trying to play out at the end of the year. Now that they have the tiebreaker against the Chiefs, it's going to be really important for
Mm-hmm.
the Chiefs to win out the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
season. Because if the Bills can go ahead and win these three really, really tough matchups and win out their divisional games, I mean, in comparison to the Ravens game looks a little, still very, very tough. But the Bills don't have a cakewalk to the end of the season, and I don't know, man. Josh could win out. I think Josh could win that award this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too, bro. I really
Absolutely.
think, yeah, yeah. You're his number one fan, and
I mean, I gotta give it to my guy JJ, and I gotta be objective. It's the same logic
Mm-hmm.
as last year kind of applies to this year. I didn't like when they were talking about giving Purdy the MVP because they
Mm-hmm.
had such a force multiplier. What I'm seeing the term is, they had such a force multiplier in their backfield in Christian McCaffrey. Uh, I don't really think you can really have two MVPs, and if you had to pick one, it wasn't really the quarterback of that team. And this year, not to say that Lamar is doing horribly, I just think Derrick Henry's just doing, you know, a tiny bit better, but better regardless. And I just don't think I can give the MVP to that quarterback of that team. Uh,
mhm.
but by that very same logic, I can't give the MVP to the running back of that team because the quarterback's a big reason why they're having such a good year too. And the same reason why I think Lamar won it last year is I think why I think Josh can win it this year.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I mean, Josh would have
We'll
to
and
win
like
see.
you
out.
said,
Josh
We'll
would have
see.
to
I mean,
win
like
out.
you said though, he's doing it with nothing. You know what I mean? Like James Cook
That's
is
what.
not. He's not a superstar. You
Mm-mm.
know what I mean?
It's just
Amari
a.
Cooper has been ghost. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Yeah.
and the defense. I don't. If you're not a Bills fan, you can't name me 10 people on that defense. You
Nope.
know what I mean? So
Everybody thought that they got rid of a lot of big names in the offseason and brought in all these young players, and they're like, oh well, Bills defense is done for this year. But
and you know what? I'll admit it. The first pod we did, I said the Bills defense was cooked. But you know what? It's good coaching, man, and that's what gets
Yeah, they
them
have a
to the
defensive
division
head
lead.
coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be fine on defense. Josh Allen was a defensive coach. I mean, he was going to be fine regardless. It was just trying to figure out the offense, and I feel like he's done a pretty good job this year. If he just finishes strong, I think he has a good shot at the MVP because Lamar doesn't have the easiest path to the end of the season either. And
With that schedule, yeah, I think he's out of it, man. That schedule is gonna make or break Lamar, and
I mean,
you
the
would, yeah, we wouldn't have him.
Chargers, Eagles, another game against the Steelers, and then the Texans. I mean, they're already playing. I don't know, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's
And
a
He
let's be
just has
honest,
to.
without Derrick Henry, we're not talking about Lamar Jackson right now.
I mean, that's a very, very. I could believe 5-1 through the end of the year. I could believe 4-2 through the end of the year. But 3-3 and 2-4 is very, very possible here too. And I mean, that just leaves the door wide open for Josh to go ahead and win.
This
Josh is your
past
guy.
weekend. Look, he is, and I give this man all the flowers that I can, any chance that I can. But like I said, I mean, nobody gives this guy credit, dude. I mean, you were rated the most overrated. I'm pretty sure it was QB in the league, bro. Are you kidding me? First week of the season, he doesn't throw a touchdown pass, and what are people talking about? The one fumble that he had. Played almost a perfect game. Doesn't throw an interception, which is what everybody gets him on. But now we're talking about a fumble that he had. So it's just like, it's going to be the same thing, I feel, at the end of the season. But, I mean, I hope he wins out. I hope the Bills win out. Past weekend was a step in the right direction, right? And how the game finished, again, just shows, like, this team is on Josh Allen's back. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The play that was called was a pass play. Josh Allen has been in this moment too many times against the Chiefs. He knows we're not kicking this field goal, because if we kick this field goal, we're going to lose this game. It's just, it is what it is. And what does he do? Again, he's like, it has to be me. It can't be anybody else who wins us this game. So, step in the right direction for sure. It was a really, really good game. Mahomes just, I don't know what it is this season. He doesn't look like how he usually does. And I don't know if it's the lack of weapons. I mean, I consider Kelsey still a very, very good tight end who just has not been very involved in the offense. DeAndre Hopkins, another really, really good receiver in the league still. I still think he's a really good receiver in the league. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, I mean, obviously he's not Tyreek Hill. Or, I mean, I don't know. Some people do have him up there with Tyreek Hill. I just don't think he has the speed. He has the hands. So, I don't know. But it was a really, really good game. So,
I got a perfect analogy for you. Josh Allen is the Jason Tatum of the NFL.
oh my God. Oh gosh.
Literally, bro. Everyone criticizes Josh Allen the same way they criticize Jason Tatum. Not talking about like the player or whatever, but if Jason Tatum misses a 3 at the end of the game, my goodness, bro.
Jason Tatum got a ring.
You know what I mean? And that's what I mean.
Give me 2
All
seconds.
it
That means
takes.
he needs a ring. Let's go. He needs a ring.
Now,
That's how it is.
real quick, I got over here in my notes.
Mhm. Special
He
guest.
said hi.
Hi.
You about to go night night? That's Gabe. Yeah, that's
You're gonna
Eva's
see
daddy.
Eva.
Yeah. That's literally how she
Eva
knows Gabe
Sunday.
is Eva's daddy.
He was
All right, let me say night.
That's so funny.
Anywho,
Well, what about okay? So now, if you let me talk to Kev, the Mr. Ramos. So now you say Baltimore has it, like they might go 2-4. So what do you say about the Steelers now? Do you think they're like the team to be? That's what I'm
that
saying.
I can get into that in a little bit. Before, real quick, I wanted to go off of the last thing Jonathan said, which was the Chiefs and how they've been looking. I think they looked pretty bad last year too, and then they went on that run in the playoffs.
Exactly.
You know, it just seems like the greats, the all time greats, can just go ahead and kick it into gear and then just go. Brady Belichick did it all the time. It seems, Mahomes and Andy Reid can do it. But, and I saw this talking point. Do the Chiefs even look like they're like trying to make a long term plan for the season? Because to me, that's what it looks like they're doing. They're not really looking to blow people out as much as they can each game, just overwhelmingly win like the Lions are. Or like the Bills try to do every week. It just looks like they're scraping by or trying different things. And it looked like that's what they were trying to do last year too, to an extent. They were kind of failing at it because the receivers weren't really catching the ball. This year, it seems that they're just kind of failing at it due to lack of I guess, measurability, whatever you may want to call it.
Hmm.
But it
Right.
just looks like they're working on things this year, and I think it's just going to be just like last year. They look however they look right now, and come playoff time, they're just going to kick it into high gear and then go on one of the best playoff runs of NFL history.
I can see that happening.
Maybe he's a
Definitely.
great
I mean, I
coach, man. Who knows?
Yes, he
I
is.
can see that happening, but I also think like I just don't see it this year, man. I saw it last year. I agree they weren't as good as they were their first playoff or their first Super Bowl run, but when it comes to what they're doing, it just feels like they're lazy. They're being lazy with it. They're losing. They're losing. Last week to the Bills, and I feel like there was just a lot of chances where Mahomes could have done his magic.
Hmm.
We're
Hmm.
all used to Mahomes breaking out the pocket, throwing it
Hmm.
across the body,
Hmm.
but Mahomes is just like, I'm just gonna take the sack or I'm gonna throw it away or I don't know,
Well,
man. I think
that's
that was a big
doesn't
game for them.
doesn't that just go to what I'm trying to speak to? That they're
I
kind
mean,
of
no,
playing a different
definitely,
game.
definitely, no, definitely. But I also think last year I can't really remember who was around last year for teams to beat them. I think the Ravens were the only really big
The
team to
Ravens,
beat them,
the
right? But
Bills,
this year,
since they beat
you
them
can
during the regular season.
right. But this year, I feel like you could put the Steelers in there. You could put the Chargers in there. You could put the Ravens, the Bills, and even the Texans. I just feel like they're susceptible to lose this year, man. And they might go on that playoff run. Yes, I do agree, and they'll put it in the gear. Kelsey's getting them 10 catches a game. You know what I mean? But I just feel like it might not be enough to beat some of these teams now.
I get that, but the game plan against the Chiefs should be time of possession. It needs to be more on their side and less on Mr. Magic Mahomes. If they do
Hmm.
that, then what you said is completely going to happen, and that's why they're not going to, three-peat as
what
that we don't think is going to happen. So you
you
just
know
got
what
to
else
keep the
is
ball away from Mahomes.
yeah, you
Right.
know what else
But
is crazy this year? Last year, right? And I hate to bring this back to Allen, but we kept hearing about his turnover problem. He has a turnover problem, right? I feel
Hmm.
like last year he had a drop problem. The receivers just could not catch the ball.
mm,
But this
Hmm.
year,
that is true.
you know what we haven't heard is a turnover problem, right? You know who leads the league in interceptions this year, or who's tied for first in interceptions this year? Patrick
Addy
Mahomes.
Waddy.
Have we heard anything about it?
Hmm.
Has anybody been
Yeah,
talking about it?
yeah, we have actually. I mean, we're
I
talking
mean,
about it right
well,
here.
right
We're talking
now,
about it
And
now.
but
So
and
last
but you
week,
don't hear
no,
from
no.
anybody. Nobody is talking
That's
about. He has 11 interceptions in 10 games already, right? But all last year we kept hearing this, that, right? I mean, again, it's just I think it goes back to Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are the two best quarterbacks in the league, but one gets talked about a lot more on his deficiencies, and the other gets talked a lot more on what he, excels in. So
I feel like when
Yeah.
one guy excels in what he excels in, he wins three Super Bowls, and when the other guy
here we
excels in
go.
what he excels in,
Okay, but
he
can we say at the beginning, like Josh Allen, he really wasn't a prolific passer. He was just more of a runner. So maybe those interceptions could be scrutinized to the point like, oh well, he throws so many picks because he can't throw the goddamn ball. Like, come on, like because he rushes for touchdowns. He's a big guy, and then look, he gets better, gets wiser, and get what he's doing. He's throwing the passes. He's being much better. Like his arsenal is so much better now than it was before. So you
the
just have to accept that. Like what he was before,
experienced.
the scrutiny, oh he can't throw it. He's throwing picks. That's why he got benched to what's the backup? What was it? Tyrod Taylor. Got benched to Tyrod Taylor at one point. We go
Hmm.
way back. And then look what he
That's
did
true.
now. He's just really good. Really good.
I think I mean what
So
was the biggest difference from last year to this year? I think it's Diggs leaving. I think he's had a Diggs
mhm.
problem, and a lot of these passes that were turned into interceptions were going into making something out of nothing, which is what he's always done, is try to be the hero, right? But of course, a lot of them leading to Diggs. A lot of these losses also came on drops. I mean, Diggs had some huge drops in some huge games. A wide receiver of his caliber should not have those kinds of drops, right? But you know what he has this year? He has second year wide receiver, number 10. Pretty sure he's number 10. Shakir. No dropped passes on the year so far.
He's good.
Wow.
I
That's
would just
crazy.
like to say, I feel like Mahomes was in that exact same situation when Tyreek left. His number one target left, his go-to target left, and then he was left with Kelsey. And we love Kelsey, but I mean, Kelsey's in his mid-30s,
Who
early to
else did they
mid-30s.
have? Who else did they have? I forgot who they had at wide receiver after he left.
They had Juju, who left the Patriots or had left the Steelers or was wherever he was at that point. Rookie Rasheed Rice. They had MVS. They had a bunch of bums. Sorry. They had a bunch of me. They had a bunch of me's over there. They had a
Oh,
bunch of me's over there catching
here
the
we
ball.
go. Here we go. A bunch of Cavs. Oh my god.
And they won a Super Bowl.
Great QBs, man. Great QBs find a way to win. And I
and
think
then and then
I also think the other thing is, right? So like to Burrow's problem, I think Burrow's a great QB. Right? I think
yeah.
I think he's an awesome QB. I think the issue is when your team is not playing together on all cylinders, right? Just like Gabe said, special teams, defense, offense, you just don't win games. And it's been proven in the past. I mean, why has Mahomes been so successful? Because his whole team has been playing extremely well. It's not just him. It does not take one player to win. Tom Brady, for example, it wasn't just Brady the reason why they won so many Super Bowls, right?
Vinatieri, baby.
Your team has to fire on all cylinders, and Brady talked about that. Brady talked about Vinatieri, right? Vinatieri, Gostowski coming in, kick those big kicks in big moments. That's how you win games, when your whole team as a whole is firing on all cylinders. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I just because I know a lot of people are down on the Chiefs, however whatever their record may be, and however much you may like another team, but they are getting some pieces back. So I don't know what that looks like for you guys. Once they do get those pieces back, I think they're getting Pacheco back within the next couple of weeks. There's talks of Hollywood Brown being back before the season even ends, before the end of the year. So I mean, what does an offense that has two super horse-heavy running backs, just like the Lions do, alongside an explosive Xavier Worthy, rookie receiver, and Hollywood Brown and DeAndre Hopkins, with the ball being thrown to them by Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
I,
it's gonna be an issue.
I think the
should be an
Ravens are
issue, yeah.
super offense top heavy. But I think at the end of the year, the Chiefs can match that, and at the very least, match the Bills on defense. I think this was the worst, one of the worst defensive matches that defense has had, dating back to I think the Super Bowl when they finally let. I think that was the last time that they let 30 plus scored on them. Was the Super Bowl against the Eagles. So definitely, I think they have a few things to tighten up, but they do get some weapons back. They add a couple more pieces back from injury. What does this team look like in comparison to the rest of the conference?
Pretty scary.
I think they
That's
definitely
honestly
look
pretty
scary.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to face them.
Yeah,
for sure.
Honestly, like even next year, Rasheed Rice coming back with D Hop and Hollywood, like
and if they keep Hollywood Brown, I mean,
that's insane.
and
Too many
year two
mouths to
Xavier
feed.
Worthy, the fastest combine in NFL history. What does that look like? I did want to touch on the Steelers that Gabe had mentioned. I mean, Russ is now the last remaining undefeated quarterback. in the league. Though it happened in a performance where he threw no touchdowns. His team scored no touchdowns. So, and it went against the current leading MVP and reigning MVP in that. So, what does the Steelers team look like in that division? Now that they're, by the time you guys see this, they'll already have played that match, that game that they're actually playing right now. So we should probably hurry up.
No, I mean,
But I mean, what does that division look like? And because of that, what does the rest of the conference look like? Because the Steelers already have one tiebreaker against the Ravens. If they can steal another one, that division looks scary with the Ravens and the wild card.
yeah.
Absolutely.
No
I mean,
doubt.
we were talking about it over the weekend. Like the Steelers are a very quiet 8-2 team, right? I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
they're playing really well. Their defense is playing really well. But I think I saw Dan Orlovsky talking. Was it Dan Orlovsky? Somebody else saying, you can't just win games just scoring field goals though, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's a big issue that they have. They can't find the end zone. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it might have worked this weekend, but you're not going to be able to beat these powerhouses that way. You're not going to be able to win a Super Bowl this way. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
granted, your defense is amazing, right? I mean, it's a really, really good defense. We're talking about Defensive Player of the Year on that side, right?
But the Ravens have the worst passing defense, and to not score a touchdown.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Every possession, I was hoping for something.
Pickens
Nothing.
got his receiving yards. That's all I cared about. But still, like,
Yeah.
not one
Now,
touchdown.
let me
That is
look at
true.
what the Steelers' schedule looks like, because I think they have most of their division games now.
Yeah, it
Um,
has to be. I think it's
yeah,
They win their division
right now
game,
they're
they're
playing the
right there.
Browns. Next week they play the Bengals, then the Browns, then an
Right there.
Eagles game. That's a conference game, not a division game. Finally, and then they have another. They're playing 3 division games. Then they play the
Mm-hmm.
Eagles. Then they play 3 more division games. Oh no, they play the Chiefs also. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they play
Oh
them on
my god.
Christmas.
Yep.
Oh my god. Then these upcoming 7 games are 5 of them are division games, and then the other 2 are against the Eagles and the
All I have
Chiefs.
to do is win 5 out of 7.
Mhm.
Hmm.
That's it. That's it.
And you know
Yes.
what? Honestly, Mike Tomlin is the best thing that could have happened to Russell Wilson.
Oh,
I,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I
100%.
think Russell Wilson,
100%.
Broncos, let's ride. I think all that noise. Mike Tomlin was like, listen, bro, you ain't gonna be doing none of that here, bro. You gonna get under
Oh
center,
man.
and we're gonna win some games. Like, and Russ, like
Exactly.
he took a back seat to that because you haven't heard anything crazy about Russ all season, and even Justin Fields. He's
Yeah.
there. No one talks about it. It's like, bro, they don't want none of that outside noise. We're just gonna come here, win some games. And Mike Thomas never had a losing season.
That's what I'm saying. They're a
So
quiet 8-2, man. Like you just haven't really heard about them.
I'm telling you, bro, and I wouldn't be shocked, even with the divisional games and the Chiefs coming up, if they win that division, it
It's
wouldn't shock
five.
me.
It's 5 divisional games, and then an Eagles and Chiefs. I just don't know, man. I don't know. They
I
struggled
don't
that
know.
much against that bad of a passing defense. What do you do against an Eagles and Chiefs defense?
Let's see
Let
what
alone a
happens
Bengals game
tonight.
that's a little bit fired up, and then
It
the
starts with
Ravens are going to
tonight.
be on their
I agree
revenge
with
game.
Kona.
Hmm. It starts tonight.
Oh,
Yeah, you couldn't score any points or any touchdowns
We'll see
against
what
the
you,
Ravens, but let's see what you do. Well, let me take that back because tonight's supposed to snow and rain a lot over there in Cleveland.
uh,
So, but even so, let's see how you get it done. Bounce back, score some tutties, and I don't know. Well,
stay hot. That's what
I
they
like it.
need to do.
I do like that. I do like that. Uh, Moving on from the AFC, though, I do want to touch on the NFC a little bit. Specifically, Kona's favorite division, the NFC North,
Hmm.
ah,
and how that is doing.
mm,
Oof.
And at the start of the year, we thought that was going to be a fight. That was going to be a dogfight in that division, and I think now that we're a little over the halfway mark of the season, now we can see that really only the Lions and the Packers look like they're going to make any noise this year. Uh, Bears season looks like it's becoming a disappointment, especially with most of their most of their difficult division games coming up now.
Yeah.
After one just having happened, and I mean, what a loss for the Bears against the Packers. Just I don't know. But the Lions. I mean, I know everybody's going to talk Lions, 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 and deservedly so. But Goff this year's having top three MVP numbers. But even though he's having that, I don't think the team should be as much of a favorite as a lot of people are making them out to be for the Super Bowl at least, or to be like the best team in the league or second best team in the league. I don't think they're that. Despite how much they're winning that much against the bad teams. I think I'd mentioned it earlier at some point against the really good teams. They're only one score. Even lost to the
Hmm.
Bucks when they were at full strength. But most of these good teams have been one score games. The Rams they beat in overtime in the first week. So they may be the favorite, but I don't think they should be the overwhelming favorite. I don't think the Lions are as unbeatable as everybody's making it out to be. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I definitely agree. I definitely they shouldn't be the overwhelming favorites, but
Hmm.
at least to make the Super Bowl out of the NFC, um, I just don't see any other team pretty much matching up to them. There's a lot of powerhouses in the AFC, but
Yeah.
the Packers, Jordan Love's having the same problem that Josh Allen had last year. He's just throwing a lot of picks, dumb picks. Um, you know, in the NFC, I can't even really think of any other team that'll give him a problem.
I mean, the Rams took them to OT,
Right. The Rams, I can definitely see that,
and the
but
Packers. I mean, if you're saying that you think they're like the Bills from last year, if Jordan Love cleans up the picks, I think you can give the Lions a good run for their money. It's not like the Packers are just complete, you
oh
know,
no,
I mean,
definitely
you also
not.
have
kind
to
of
They're
take defense into
lacking in the
account.
offense. Yeah,
Uh,
Packers aren't really that bad in defense. I, mean, I don't think they are, and I think their offense is pretty competent too.
so the number one team with least amount of points scored against is the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We were just talking
Oh,
about
the Chargers
their
have
great
such a good
defense.
defense.
Right? Then the
mhm.
Steelers, then the Lions. So granted, I mean, like you said, they've played really bad teams, right? And when you look at net points, they lead the league in net points at
Mm-hmm.
159 points. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Hmm.
I think, I don't know, personally, I think the Lions are like one of those teams that fire on all cylinders: offense, defense, special teams, coaching. I mean, I think Campbell's a hell of a coach.
Mm-hmm.
But are there some teams that can give him problems? Yeah, I think so.
Ravens, I think, can give
It's
them huge problems.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I
Bills, we'll see.
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean,
Yeah,
Bills, we're
so
gonna see
that's
exactly.
yep. So that one,
It's gonna be
that
such a
one
good
is going
game.
to be like a really important game for both. It's going
Mm-hmm.
to be a pivotal game for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Bills
Hmm.
because it'll help Josh Allen's MVP case should he win, and then the Lions to show like, hey, we can stay with these really good powerhouses as well, which I wouldn't really consider the Bills a powerhouse per se. I mean, they have Josh
You
Allen.
wouldn't? I think they're a top three team in the AFC.
Yeah, but I just don't think like there's not like a lot of weapons. I mean, when you're talking like you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, you have Jamison Williams, you have Montgomery and Gibbs and Laporta, right? I mean, you look at the
Chiefs didn't have
Ravens.
that many weapons last year. I still thought they were a top three team.
Who, Houston?
No, Chiefs. Chiefs
Oh,
didn't have that
Chiefs.
many weapons last year, but I still thought they were a top three team.
Yeah, but like for example,
True.
the Chiefs, I wouldn't really consider the Chiefs a powerhouse either. I'm talking teams with like so much talent on offense that like the Ravens, for example, right? Another team, um, the Texans, right? Another team
Okay.
who I would consider. I mean, you have Nico Collins, you have Tank Dell, you had Diggs, you have Mixon. So the Eagles per se, right? AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are like those
The Rams.
super teams, right? I mean, yeah, the Rams. The Rams. right? I mean, you have Stafford.
Who took him to OT?
Yeah,
Like I said.
exactly, right? You have Cooper Kupp, you have Puka Nakua, you have Kyron Williams. Like all these teams have like so much talent on offense. The Vikings, right? The Niners.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have other teams that are winning that I don't consider powerhouses. Like, but the thing is, you have a great QB and great coaching. Mahomes,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Josh Allen, right? Like, I
Herbert.
don't know. Herbert.
Mhm.
Herbert.
That's a really big call out. Herbert. Who the hell does he
Herbert.
have?
He
Quinton
has three.
Johnson and Lad McConkey? Like,
Lad McConkey, bro.
that's what I mean. Like, not a powerhouse. You have J.K.
Oh,
Dobbins,
man.
who's come off his 13th injury in his career. I mean, it's just
Mhm.
it's insane what they're able to do with not so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
at
yeah.
hand. So
Nah, definitely.
Damn.
It's gonna be tough. Well, I just know that these money lines and spreads are gonna get really harder as the seasons go on.
my
Yeah.
goodness,
These schedules look a lot harder.
we're gonna be
Mhm.
like, we're gonna start taking the alt plus spreads.
The
Yeah, we'll take the Bills
Ravens
plus
plus
21. I think the Bills, even if they don't keep it close, we have a 21 point leeway there. My gosh.
that's hilarious.
Well, I definitely think it was a good week for sure. Talked about a
Yeah.
lot. Good discussion too.
Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
yes.
about Josh Allen and different
Mhm.
teams and the NFC, AFC. I can't wait for some of these games coming up, man. Some really, really good games. Because I
You
just
have
feel
some
like
really
this.
important games with a lot of a lot of what's the word? Consequences,
Implications.
Oh yes,
Oh, that's
implication,
implications. Yes, yes,
implications. A
yes.
lot of
implications.
implications. Like if this
Yeah.
person wins, this will
Mm-hmm.
happen. Like it's just a lot of
And
like
that's
it's
good. That's good
crazy.
that we're getting to that because I feel like this season, I mean, I don't know. For me, a lot of these games, I'm not going to say all because a lot of games have been good, but a lot of them have just been boring. Like, they've just been blowouts. These bad teams are just horrendously bad. Like, it's not even worth watching. And then you have, like, one or two, like, good games on the weekend. Like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you wait all week,
Mhm.
right? I used to be so excited for football Sundays, right? You'd have good games at the 1 o'clock, good games at the 4, and then the prime time games. Now it's just like a lot of these games are just blah. But as the
Man.
season goes on, like you said, it's just gonna get
Yeah,
better.
I yeah. I think now we're at the halfway point of the season where it's the good games. They have like at least a couple of good games at both of those good time slots. But
Yeah.
I'm
Speaking of good
excited.
games, if we can end on even if all right, so without seeing the schedules remaining and everything, do you guys really think the 49ers make the playoffs? That NFC West is insane.
I
You
think they're
got
in last place right now, aren't they?
yeah,
Yeah.
and you still have the Rams, you have the Cardinals, and you have the Seahawks.
That Super Bowl hangover, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I just feel like they're just so defeated, man, and uh, losing, going to the NFC Championship, what, 5 years in a row, going to the Super Bowl twice or three times, and losing every single time. It's like,
And now you got
what?
to pay everybody.
Right? You got to pay everybody. Now you got to
Now,
play a good Kyler Murray, a Puka and Cooper Cup team, and it's like, man, now what?
and they just lost to the Seahawks too.
And
hmm
they lost to them in a terrible fight. They were winning that game.
Yeah, they
And you're
should have
telling
won
me
that game.
you're telling me
Now,
65-year-old Geno Smith scrambles the ball and scores on you? Come on, man.
now, if they win out, right? Like if they win out and they make the playoffs, I think they're a pretty scary contender.
Right.
Niners?
Well, absolutely.
The Niners.
Yeah,
Niners. I mean,
You think
absolutely.
you
powerhouse,
think the
man.
Niners beat the Bills though?
Well, they'll get the
That's their
chance to
next
play them.
game. That's their next
Yeah.
game, and then they
That's a
play the
preview.
Cardinals.
That
Yeah.
could be a
Powerhouse, man.
preview.
So
Niners are a powerhouse. Like
They have
Debo,
to be.
JJ,
Kittle.
I think
They
JJ, I think
have
we're
to
gonna
play.
see this next Bills game against the 49ers. I think is going to determine where the Bills are at in the AFC and whether or not
Hmm.
because I don't I think it's going to be I think the AFC is going to end up in Arrowhead again. It's going to be the Chiefs versus somebody else in the AFC chip. And I mean, the Ravens already played the Bills. And a loss is fine. How the Ravens lost to the Chiefs, I like that. But losing by like 20 something points, I can't square that.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
mean,
and I mean now it's not a matter of like which quarterback is better than which other quarterback is. Chiefs beat the Ravens, Ravens beat the Bills, but Bills just handled and beat the Chiefs. I think it's more of a matchup thing. And I mean, I just don't know. I don't know how to square the Ravens Bills matchup other than what I've already seen.
in all
They played
honesty,
in
bro.
Baltimore, right? They played in Baltimore, yeah.
Yeah.
Did they?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, don't let the Bills get home court advantage. Don't let them get home field
Yeah.
advantage. That's all I'm saying. They haven't lost at
Okay.
home yet. That
There
Ravens
you go.
game was ugly. I'm not gonna lie, that was so ugly. But I think that opened everybody's eyes. That like, what we were doing was great, but
Jonathan,
we need to take it up a notch.
they play the Niners, the Rams, the Lions, and then the Patriots twice and the Jets once.
At home, the Patriots and the Jets.
Well, they played the Jets. The Jets games at home, and then they still have both Patriots games. Uh, but against the Niners, Rams, and Lions, I mean, if they go 2-1, I like that. But I don't know if they can go 3-0 against through that. Niners, Rams, Lions. They can go 2-1. That's great, but I just don't know if they can go 3-0. And they need to go 3-0 if they want a chance at the 1 seed.
hmm
Oh yeah,
Because if they
that
don't
is
get
Yeah.
true.
if they don't get the 1 seed, it's very possible that they go down to the 3 seed if the Ravens can win their games out.
I mean, Ravens got to win. Yeah.
They're a must-win
Everyone has a
mode.
tough schedule, bro.
Ravens are down 2
I,
games.
they have to be must-win for sure.
Ravens are down 2 games. What's the Ravens schedule? I mean, what's the Ravens record?
7-4,
Hmm.
And the Bills are 8 and
Yeah.
2,
9-2.
Yeah.
9 and 2.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Bills really need to win out.
I think the one game they have the best chance at losing is the Detroit game, especially because of that home field Detroit has. I mean, I think home field plays a huge part in
Yeah.
games. I don't really see that
Oh
much at
man.
Rams and Niners, but Detroit for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. But you
I
never know.
agree.
Like Kev said, that the Lions have a problem with good teams. Always a one-score game, so I don't think it'll be as
Notice.
bad. So yeah, I can see it. I can't wait for that. What? I hope that's a Sunday night game.
December what did you say, Kev? December 15th?
December the Lions game's December 15th, 4:30.
Oh, even better.
Oh,
Tom Brady's gonna
4:30
be
on a
calling that
Sunday.
game.
Oh, good game. Oh, it's gonna be a good game.
All right,
I'm
well,
excited.
we got another game to watch tonight.
Oh yes.
It's still
Let's get
Yes,
scoreless.
going.
sir.
Still scoreless, by the way. They still have not scored. So
That's not good news. That is not good news.
so
4-2.
yeah,
Oh man,
fourth
that is
and
not good
2.
news.
So I think it was an awesome week, though. I love our picks that we did at the beginning of the pod, as well as the conversation that we had after. So I can't wait. Next week is Thanksgiving, actually. So
Yes.
we could talk about maybe doing it earlier, or maybe in the morning, or maybe on Wednesday night or something. We could talk about it. I mean, whatever.
I'd be down to do to Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we can
We'll
actually
still be
include
here for
Thursday
the
night's
audience.
games. Oh yeah, absolutely,
Exactly.
100%.
I'm down for Tuesday.
Oh, here we go. What do we got Wednesday, Gabe?
Yes.
Oh, I got a bowl.
No, I don't know. We'll see.
Here we go. I promise you, if there's one
We'll
thing I'm
see.
gonna do, man, one thing I do in my life, eradicate bowling
It's
from the
destroy all
world.
the bowling, the bowling alley,
me,
not bowling.
me,
Bowling
JJ,
alley.
and Kev are gonna join your league, and we're gonna win. And then
Yep.
what?
Yeah, that'll literally be the
Then
end
I'll
of Gabe.
retire. I will
Gabe would
retire.
have to retire at that point.
I will hold a press conference,
Yep.
just like
Formally.
Daniel Jones
Oh,
when he
man.
lost his job as a Giant.
Jeez.
Giant quarterback.
We could definitely talk
Oh,
about
have
that
it
next
lily
week
po-
for sure.
I
Poor
cannot
Danny
believe that
Dimes.
The
man.
monstrosity
I
of the
cannot believe it.
Giants.
Poor
Let's see what
Danny
cutlets
Dimes,
do.
bro.
Let's see what cutlets
Let's
do.
see.
Then.
I want to see what Tommy DeVito does.
I
That's
wanted
for
to
sure.
see what Drew Lock was gonna do, but okay, I guess
That
we'll.
was a financial decision. That's
I guess
why.
we'll go to
It's just-
QB
I think
three
it's
instead
sad.
of QB
I think
two.
it's sad. I think it's sad. No, I agree. Drew Lock should be
Yeah.
starting, but
They're
I
throwing
think
the season.
financially it's
They're throwing the
ridiculous.
season.
And we're gonna still. I wouldn't even be surprised if they win this week. Wouldn't be
They're
surprised.
throwing. Gabe, you guys might win that game
Bro,
against the
they
Cowboys.
literally did it last
that's
year, Kevin. Tommy DeVito started, and they won games that they were supposed to win. It's how the Giants always not get like a top 3 pick. They just
And
suck. They
actually,
need to suck every week.
yeah, I hope you're right.
They
I
need-
hope you guys do win a couple more games.
Isn't that crazy? No, yeah. No, so many fans are like, no, tank for Shadir. We'll see how that goes.
All right, boys.
Oh,
Well,
that's
it has been a pleasure for sure.
all
Yes,
right.
Kev,
sir.
do you wanna do the honors of taking us out of here?
Well, guys, thank you for joining us again for the 2024 NFL Week 12 SK Sports Banter podcast. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever you want to do. Show it to your mom, show it to your dad, show it to your coworker, show it to your neighbor down the road who is a little crazy, maybe. Show it to the lady at 7-Eleven. I don't know. Show it to your teacher.
Definitely crazy. Definitely crazy.
I don't know. But thank you for watching. I hope you join us on the next one. And this has been SK Sports Banter. JJcito, please.
See ya.